Welcome to Inspired Leaders. Thank you guys so much for joining us here today. We are so grateful for each and every one of you taking your time out of your day to be here with us, to be in this room, to support and love on each other, and to have a little growth and some inspiration along the way. We have been doing Inspired Leaders for 7.5 years, which is insane to me that we've been going on for so long. Yeah, big round of applause. And when we started Inspired Leaders, it was around the time when I quit my very safe teaching job to start our real estate investment company. Anybody else quit a safe job to start doing what they're doing? Yeah, a lot of us, right? It can be really terrifying to make steps like that. But we take leaps in all kinds of areas in our lives all the time, and we don't always know what the outcome of them is going to be. But I think that there's this perception that we have that when we do those things, we have it all figured out. We know all the answers, we know what the path is, we know how we're going to get there, and we got this, right? That's correct, right? As entrepreneurs and salespeople, you know exactly which way you're going. No, we don't have any idea. We're terrified. We've got all kinds of things going on in our lives, good and bad, that can stop us along the way, and it can be really challenging to keep moving forward. And so here at Inspired Leaders, what we do is we ask our speakers to come and talk to us every month and share their stories. But it's not just about coming up here and rah-rah and motivating everybody in the room to say, keep going, you got this. It's also about sharing their shit. It's about sharing those deep, hard moments that we walk through as human beings. It's just part of our human experience and how we navigated through that, what we've learned from it, what we do differently now. And all of these things are so impactful because it's important for us to know that we all go through them and we are all in this together. So our goal here at Inspired Leaders every month is to have these speakers come up on stage and share their stories with you, share the good and share the bad, and for you to know when you leave here that you are not alone and that you can keep going and you do have that strength and that inspiration to continue on, to not quit on a bad day, to not get discouraged about the path that you're on, and that you know that this is all just part of life, these things that we navigate and this stuff that challenges us. It's part of who we are, and it's part of what makes us great. And it's part of what makes us stronger and better. So I hope that you find that inspiration today and every month here at Inspired Leaders, and I'm really grateful for you all joining us. So if you can, for the next hour, put your phone on silent. If you need to go out into the lobby to take a call or send a text, we totally understand. But I would encourage you, if you can, to take this time for yourself and just enjoy being in here. I promise we will get you out of here at 1. So Inspired Leaders is a nonprofit organization. I don't know if everybody in this room knows that. We finally got that designation earlier this year. We're very excited. And thank you. And so with that, we put this event on month after month, and we do so because of our sponsors. We're able to do that. We're able to be in this beautiful venue, have the delicious food, do the video and the photography and everything on social media, and everything that happens is because of our sponsors. So if you scan that QR code, you're going to see all of it. You'll see recordings of the videos that we have of all of our past speakers for 7.5 years. You'll see photos that are taken today and every month on social media and on our website that you can use and share and whatever you would like to do with. You also can find schedules for upcoming events, but spoiler alert, it's the second Friday of every month. You can just put it repeating on your calendar. And then you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube, pretty much all the main social media platforms. You can find Inspired Leaders, and you can see clips of our past speakers, and you can see photos that are posted. We go live. We are live right now on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you miss Inspired Leaders, but you don't want to miss the speaker, you can watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. And so we're really getting out there and grateful for the opportunity to do that. So I encourage you to scan this QR code, follow us on all the platforms, engage in those platforms, watch past speakers, and if you or somebody that you know would like to become a speaker, we are always looking for speakers. There's a process that we walk through, and it starts with an application on our website. So we encourage you to do that, or encourage you to encourage somebody that you know to do that. And then if you would like to be a sponsor and help put this event on every month, we will do drop and go commercials in here. So you guys are all gonna have an opportunity to do a quick commercial. But if you're a sponsor, you actually get to come up on stage and do a 30-second commercial. So we would love to have you support this organization and our growth as we continue going on. So please scan that QR code and stay engaged with Inspired Leaders. So speaking of drop and go commercials, here we are. This is what we're gonna do. So everybody in the room is gonna get a chance to do a very, very quick commercial. So I need you to take a deep breath and think about one sentence that you can say about yourself and your business, because we have a lot of people in here and we wanna be able to move through that quickly. But then of course you'll have an opportunity afterwards to do any networking. So here at Inspired Leaders, we also do a clap when we're done with our commercials. So I'm gonna show that to you and give you an example of a drop and go commercial so that you know what to expect and can kind of almost pre-clap when you're done with your commercial as well. So here we go. My name is Elizabeth Griever. My company is Everson Cooper, and we are your as-is homebuyer. All right, come on, y'all, let's do that again. My name is Elizabeth Griever. My company is Everson Cooper, and we are your as-is homebuyer. Oh, that was fantastic. I want that every time. David is gonna pass the microphone around, and he's gonna really lovingly do this to you if you're talking too long, okay? So please seriously think about a quick drop and go commercial. If you're a sponsor, skip yourself so that you can come up on stage.
I'm Diana, and I'm mother of the speaker today.
Very good. My name is Dan Fletcher, and I am husband of the speaker today, and she's awesome and amazing.
Darren Lee, Breakthrough. We have 35 high-tech challenge rooms and a tap ball, perfect for date night all the way to corporate team building.
Go, Jaron. My name is Karen Hoffman. I'm with Priority Title, and this is my son, Jaron. He doesn't want to speak. He's young, but this is his first time, and he owns Curb Appeal Pros Landscaping.
Hi, I'm Tara Brown with eXp Realty, one-stop shop for home real estate.
Hi, I'm Chelsea Skinner with Sunflower Bank, and I want to be your personal banker.
Joseph James, recording artist, and I'm doing a big event in the Woodlands next year for suicide and human trafficking.
Hi, I'm John Bulvis. I'm a young kid looking for work. I like biomedical engineering, 3D printing. I think I found a job in Florida, but I'm just happy to see you all. Let's enjoy the day.
Hi, y'all. I'm Nancy Robbins with Rossell Properties.
Hello, I'm Desna Francis with Regions Bank, Small Business Focus.
Howdy. My name is Corey Allen, Vice President and Financial Advisor with Primerica Advisors.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dana from the Woodlands Car Club and Woodlands Performance Services. I bring small businesses, charities, and auto enthusiasts together in the Woodlands since 1988. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel with First Priority Title of Texas. We do residential as well as commercial title insurance.
Hi, my name is George Reyes, life insurance agent, and this month is Life Awareness Month. Talk to me.
My name is Joel Surmeyer. I'm with My Lending Network, a local mortgage broker here in the Woodlands.
Hi, Gail Cheatham with Thrive Offline. If you need help with healthy digital habits for you or your family, come see us.
Lee Freeman, I do business law and estate planning. I bring peace of mind to business owners and families that their affairs are in order.
Natalie Sykowski-Gertz, Business and Banking Concierge. I'm your operational CFO for all things business, banking, lending, and merchant.
Hi, I'm Monica Elizabeth, Brilliance Coaching, helping professionals to shine their brightest.
Hi, I'm Michelle Lumpkin. I'm with Oasis Hospice, and we offer compassionate hospice care.
Hi, I'm Susan Hawkins. I'm a social worker with Oasis Hospice. Please see me.
Hey, this is Chris Halliburton with CMG Home Loans. I use a strategy to show people how to save thousands of dollars on their mortgage, purchase or refi.
Hi, everybody. I'm Stacey Harris Consulting, and I teach sales teams and individuals how to network in a way that builds great relationships and turns their networking time into profits.
I'm Seth King with Trace Mark Impression, a full-service digital marketing agency. If you don't like your website, if you hate handling your social media, come see me.
I'm David Gutierrez, Next Level Urgent Care. Excited to be here for my first meeting.
Hi, I'm Gene Thomas. In addition to the eyebrows, I do human trafficking, which means I put caregivers with old people. I just call that human trafficking so you remember it.
Hi, I'm Leslie Pyle. I have HireMyMom.com, which is a remote job platform connecting women with remote jobs, and launching Hire Thy Neighbor.
Hi, I'm Geneva Golding. I go to Acton Leadership Academy, and I'm an aspiring podcaster and tech entrepreneur.
My name is Kayla McLean. I go to Acton Leadership Academy, and I am an aspiring author.
My name is Michaela Shibley. I go to Acton Leadership Academy, and I want to be an event planner and travel the world.
Hi, my name is Kaya Hilcher, and I also go to Acton Leadership Academy, and I am a singer and songwriter.
Hi, my name is Hannah Urin. I also go to Acton Leadership Academy, and my dream is to become a traveling missionary.
Hi, I'm Mindy McLean. I work with these beautiful ladies at Acton Leadership Academy, and I'm a life coach for young people to help them find the joy again.
Good morning. I'm Ruth Bomar, and I am an ADHD life coach. I help adults with ADHD learn to use their brain to reach their goals.
I'm a football player. No, just kidding. Kevin's the name, real estate's the game. I am the realtor in the fedora. I help with all manners of residential real estate.
My name is Leslie. I've started a women's ministry for women who want to grow in holiness, and so it's called Less of Me because we want to grow less of ourselves and more of God.
Frank Fuss, Life Coaching. I coach people through divorce recovery. It's very gratifying. I take my clients from Eeyore to Thor, from good to great, and from frustration to celebration.
Name's Alan Cunningham. I am the Home Inspections Company. The name says it all.
Adam Burke. We buy small businesses and also do consulting for companies that want to grow.
My name is Deborah Dozier. This is Matt Dozier. We are Sagebird Properties. We are your Woodlands boutique property management company with a very personal touch.
We're also Sagebird Realty Group, full service real estate.
Alexandra Moreno Gama. I am eXp Realty negotiator, investors, and partner with other realtors that want to close something with Latin America.
Hey, I'm Willie Diefenbach-Jones, and I represent a company called Promptings. I'm a big believer in gratitude. What you give out comes back, and I hope you get more referrals. So thank you.
Hi there. I'm Barto Van Otterdijk. I'm a CPA and CFO that provide finance and accounting services to small and medium-sized businesses.
Good afternoon, everybody. Sherry Deal with the Kroger Company, and pumpkin season is here, and we also have Starbucks. Thanks.
Hey, I'm Ryan Tefelsky. I'm with Social Indoor, and I help small businesses get noticed in the community.
Steve Scott, business coach, celebrating 19 years doing this. Different isn't necessarily better, but better is always different.
My name is Laura. Well, from every time people see we're the most trusted media, we're also proudly sponsor of Shen Yun. Thank you.
Hello, I am Johnny Key with Bhakti Light. I am a quantum igniter serving as a mirror, muse, mentor, and messenger, bringing the back in your life.
Hello, everyone. I'm Caleb Westbrooks, and I work for Redemption Roofing. If anyone ever needs any roofing inspections, just let us know.
Chris Falk, Spring City Lifestyle Magazine. Great to be here.
Hi, everyone. Natalia Turnquist. I am the Woodlands Business Coach. You already know why. Let me show you how.
Hi, C.D. Womack with Team Womack Realty. My wife Margaret and I are a real estate team, and together we'll get you home.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Cassie Chapman with Capital Title. I make title less blah and more ta-da. So.
Hi, Deidre Kiesling, founder of the Dream Academy, where we help you figure out what you really would love in all areas of life and get it done in 90 days.
If you know, you know. Help me out loudly. I'm Steve Shoemaker with Redemption Roofing, and we are the home of the Better Roof System. Amen.
All right. All right, I'm David McGuffin, Space City Payments, your merchant services broker.
Awesome. Thank you guys all so much for sharing your businesses with us. If you are a sponsor, if you could please come up and join me on stage. As I mentioned, our sponsors are the reason that we are able to be here and that this event is free to each and every one of you. No gimmicks, no tricks, no nothing. You can just come as you are. You can bring a friend, eat some lunch and network, and then get inspired. And it is because of these wonderful people. So please get to know them, even if you can't do business with them. I really encourage you. They are the salt of the earth and the best people in the world, and I'm very, very grateful for all of them. So sponsors, as a loving reminder, you have 30 seconds. There's a timer on the screen. Please watch it, Rankin. And also, please come into the light to give your commercial so we can see your beautiful faces, and then pass the microphone, okay? Hey, don't start that 30 seconds yet. Start that over. Here you go.
All right, guys, my name is Kevin Goodnight, and I am here with a newly chapter of C-Suite for Christ. So if you're a marketplace leader, which I think we are, if you love the Lord, even better. If you want to be more bold in your faith, we are actually just launching. Our first gathering is this Thursday at Woods Edge Community Church. It'll be a 7 a.m. breakfast. I'm speaking. I'll be bringing the story about how we can light up this city. So if you want to grab me, I have a card. We can QR code, and let's go. Let's cover this great city in Christ.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dawn Candy. My company is I Promote You, and I'm the executive director of Hands of Justice. We have a fashion show coming up next week. If you need tickets, please come and see me. I've got a QR code. I want you to celebrate with me. My book got a bronze medal at the Global Awards, Book Awards. So, yes, thank you guys for purchasing the book, and I appreciate you all.
Good morning. I'm Randy Lovelace, Paragon Independent Insurance. This is the light. Is this beautiful now? Our agency is an independent agency. We offer home and auto insurance for those individuals that have questions about insurance. They don't know what they're looking at. You're not alone. Most people don't know what they're looking at, so give me a call. We'll help you out. Randy Lovelace, Paragon Independent Insurance, giving you peace of mind because we are covering your assets.
Hey guys, Julie Peters with Arbonne, and I hold health and wellness products. So we kind of help you switch out from products that are not so clean into cleaner ones. But I really want to kind of capitalize on what Dawn said about Hands of Justice. I'm on the board. I work with Dawn closely. We have the fashion show coming up on Thursday. There are still sponsorships. If you don't know what Hands of Justice is, handsofjustice.org, but it helps to survivors of trafficking. And you guys, it is in our community, and we want to eradicate it in Montgomery County. So please talk to Dawn or myself. Thanks.
Hi, Rankin with Rankin Peters Music. I've told you guys this before, and music makes every event better, whether it's a small group, duo, single, triple, trill, big band, whatever you need. I can provide that for you, for your band. And holiday stuff is coming up, so you may want to think about office parties, all that stuff. We're also going to be playing the Market Street concert on October the 9th, which is the day before next. You're all going to be in, anyway, because of next month's Inspired Leader. So the day before that, come to Market Street, hang out. I can also do your Facebook page with you. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Melanie Davis with Better Bookkeepers. So we're your bookkeeping solution. Think QuickBooks Online, QuickBooks Desktop, and Xero products. One thing that we love to offer our clients is training. So if you do have somebody in-house or you're willing to put in that sweat equity, hire us to come in and help you with those struggle areas that you have. It is, a more affordable option because, we want to have your interest, best for us. Thank you.
Hey, Inspired Leaders. Great to see everybody. My name is Lance Kelly. I'm with the Business Solutions Group. Thank y'all for joining us. The world's unpredictable, right? Make sure you have your insurance together. We are a brokerage. We focus on life and health, whatever the individual or the business needs. Guys, we're there to help you. It's fourth quarter. Make sure everything is in order for the next plan year. We'd love to have that discussion. Lance with the Business Solutions Group. If you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your sickness. Plan accordingly.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Nick Plunk with Plunk Productions. I'm a videographer, producer, editor. I've done things from branding videos, TV commercials, social media ads, internal videos for new onboarding, lots of different types of video things, along with, say you want to film your own videos, but you're like, I don't know what camera to use. I want some lighting. I don't know what camera lighting to get. I like to have professional framing. I don't know what that looks like. I can actually come to your place of work and help you set that up as an advisor so that you have your own setup that you don't even need me to come out and film. You can do it yourself if you want to. Nick Plunk, Plunk Productions.
Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good. My name is Darnell Kimball Jr. with Darnell Jr. Productions. I am your photographer today. Who likes the pictures that's been posted on social media? Yeah. So I want to make another announcement. I'm actually in the process of hosting a job fair. So if you are a vendor that's looking for more employees, or if you're a job seeker, I know we have one job seeker here, hit me up afterwards and I'll give you the details on the job fair. Darnell Kimball with Darnell Jr. Productions. You have the vision, I have the lens. Darnell Jr. Production is where greatness begins.
All right, please give all of our sponsors a huge round of applause. We love these people. They are here to support you in business and in life, and we are very, very grateful. We could not be here today without them, so thank you all so much. I am so excited to have Lindsay speak today. It has just been such a joy to get to know her, to hear her story, and I know it is going to resonate with so many of you. Just everything that she's navigated, and then the way that she has adjusted, her mindset and her life, and it's going to be such an inspiration. So I am really, really honored that she's willing to stand up here today and be raw and be real with each and every one of you and share her story. So please help me welcome Lindsay Fletcher.
Did y'all ever have, am I good? Mike Weiss, good? Okay. Did y'all ever have those dreams when you were a kid where you got on the bus naked? Just me? Okay. This is kind of what this feels like, getting up here and sharing the stuff, right? Thank you to Andy and Elizabeth for inviting me to speak today and to share my testimony. I grew up in a small town in the rolling hills of southern Indiana, and that's a region of the country where it's fall right now. We're still in, summer, the third or fourth summer for the year. I have a younger sister and a younger brother, and very loving parents. They got divorced when I was 13, but we knew that they loved us, and they did their very best to raise good humans, and I think for the most part, they did a really good job. Well, except for my brother. I'm kidding. He's a great human. He's a great dad. He's a great father. He's a great husband, and we love him. But if you have a younger brother, you can't leave him alone, right? Both sets of my grandparents lived in my small town. Sorry, your earring is my earring up here? I'll just take it off. Yeah, I'll just take it off. I'm kind of enjoying having both of my hands. There you go. Good? Sorry, y'all. I had these sparkly, fabulous earrings on for you. Okay, anyway, both sets of my grandparents lived in our small town, and I have one living grandparent left. Her name is Mama Rankin, and she turned 93 last month. And my Mama and Papa Rankin would pick us up on Sundays, and they would take us to church, and then they would feed us something like Long John Silver's or McDonald's because we were kids and they couldn't tell us no, right? And then we would go back to their house after church and after eating, and we would do some sort of project. We would cook or bake or work in the garden. She taught us to sew. She taught us so many things. And I credit my Mama and Papa Rankin for the fact that God has always been in my life, whether I invited him in or not. My dad was a millwright. He retired from General Motors, so we were a blue-collar family, and I am very proud to have grown up in a blue-collar community. My mom, when I was in 3rd grade, opened a dance studio, and everyone knew my mom, and my mom knew everyone. And I remember distinctly knowing that if I did something out of line, that she would know it, because she knew all the things on all the kids, and someone would tattle, okay? I think I was a pretty good kid. You can ask her after this. I don't know. I was a teenage girl at one point, so, you have to forgive me for that. Sorry, Mom. But she hosted a dance recital every year, and it was, in my mind, the event of the whole year. Our whole town would show up, and her shows were excellent, okay? The dancing and the music and the lights were something that our town had not seen prior to her shows. I was a dancer too. I loved dancing, and I loved the music and the lights and the performing, and I loved the positive attention that it got me, and I loved the accolades and the good jobs and the atta girls. In fact, that positive attention ended up following me and became fuel for me. And it followed me all the way through adulthood. If there was a way that I could perform, I did it. And my performing became part of my worth. Like I said, if I could perform, I did it. I got straight A's, check. I was a cheerleader, check. Dancer, check. I was a student body vice president in high school, check. I graduated with honors, check. I got a bachelor's, a master's, and a doctorate degree, check, check, and check. I was a top sales rep, check. Made multiple 6 figures in corporate America, check. Took the promotion and moved my family to Texas. You bet it. Check and check. From the outside looking in, I had a perfect looking life. I have an amazingly hot husband. I have 4 beautiful children, and I had a great career. But if I'm being honest, I felt really empty from hustling and performing, and nothing fulfilled what was going on inside of me. I became a mom in 2009, and my mental health started to decline. I went from a happy-go-lucky human being to kind of a shell of myself. And back then, no one talked about mental health. It wasn't something that you just shared with people openly about your depression or your anxiety, sort of like we do a little bit today. So I would go to my doctor, and they would say, "Oh, you're just a tired new mom," or "Oh, your hormones are just rebalancing themselves. You'll get back to you. You'll get back to you. There's nothing wrong." I wasn't just a tired mom, and I wasn't just having hormones that were out of whack. Of course I was, but right, that wasn't just it. After our second son was born, my mental health continued to decline, and then I carried around the shame of the weight that I had gained from the gallons and gallons and gallons of ice cream that I had eaten. Our society is not really super nice to new moms. They expect us to jump back into our size 2 jeans, and even if we weren't wearing size 2 jeans before, it's just not a good place, right? Y'all, moms, y'all know, right? 3 years later, we had our 3rd son, and I continued to struggle. I struggled deeply, and I struggled very, very quietly. So I did what every good performer does. I poured myself into my work. I would get brief and very fleeting moments of relief from the, "Hey, good job," or "Hey, you did this really well," or landing that client, or getting that thing, or doing that part, right? And I would feel better for just a split second sometimes. I thought making more money, landing that job, getting that client would fix me. But the funny thing is the target was always moving. And it's really hard to hit a target that's not staying still. So I would hold myself together for my work days, and I would come home and I would have nothing left. Nothing for my husband, nothing for my kids. And I was in this perpetual state of overwhelm, burnout, and sometimes anger. but I was really unprepared to describe what was happening inside of me. And I was also stuck between this place of screaming inside and also worrying that my perfect life would come crumbling down, if anyone knew. Several months after my third son was born, I was diagnosed with postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety. I finally had someone that would listen to me and would listen to what was going on. And I had went in because I was really concerned that I was going to hurt one of my children. Do any of you have a strong-willed child? Lord, right? So 3.5 years later, our daughter was born. And no, we were not trying for a girl. We just happened to have one this time, and God got it right. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. We just wanted 4 kids, and we were not trying for a girl. But after our daughter was born, I noticed that I started having trouble getting out of bed in the morning. At that point, my marriage was kind of in shambles, and it was my fault. I had ruined a lot of relationships, a lot of friendships had moved on without me because I just couldn't show up in the way that they needed me to. And I knew God was there, but really my relationship with him had dwindled to just about nothing. No one knew, not my sister, not my mom. My husband barely knew what was going on with me because on the outside I looked fine. And one morning in particular, I remember waking up with that immediate dread. And I remember thinking to myself, why did I have to wake up today? And I started fantasizing about how my husband and my children would be better off on this earth without me. It happened one time, and it scared me to my core. I knew it wasn't true. I knew that the enemy of my soul was on the attack. Satan comes to kill, steal, and destroy. And up to that point, he hadn't been able to destroy me, so he kept me distracted with that whole performance thing in my life. I immediately surrendered my situation to God, and over the next few days, weeks, and months, I put one foot in front of the other. And I'd really love to share with you some of the things that I've learned over the past several years in that process. So God started working on me on rebuilding my life like a garden. And if you know me in real life, you know I was not born with the green thumb gene. And I was like, God, what in the world are you talking about? I can't keep a houseplant alive. You want me to build a garden? Are you joking? No, he wasn't. So there are some things that beautiful gardens have that are all, no matter what type of garden, they all have in common. They have a plan or a vision, and they have planted in them what we want to produce. So, right, if we want flowers, we put plants in the ground that are going to grow flowers. If we want tomatoes, we put a tomato plant in the ground, right? So we had moved to Texas, and the pandemic started, and like the rest of you, the world shut down, right? And that for us meant that I was not traveling for work anymore, and my husband was not commuting 3+ hours every day. And we were together, we were having dinner, and we were reconnecting over conversations. And again, on the outside, we had the careers and the house and the kids and the cars. Okay, I probably shouldn't say cars because I drive a minivan and have for like a decade. So take cars off that list, but we had the career, the house, and the kids, okay? But we knew we wanted something different. And I remember us looking at each other at dinner thinking, we're living someone else's dream. We wanted something different. We wanted what the pandemic had so graciously given us. We wanted time and we wanted freedom. We wanted to be able to pick up our kids from school, and we wanted to be able to volunteer in their classrooms and coach their teams. And we wanted to be present with where our feet were without someone in corporate America telling us that we had a 4 p.m. Zoom call and shooing our kids out of the room on a Friday. Why did they do that? I don't know. We knew we needed to make some major life changes. And in that process, I recognized that I had to pull some weeds before I could build the garden of my dreams. I had to pull the performance weed. Have you guys ever seen the guys on YouTube? You've probably seen them on Facebook and Instagram and all the places. They go in and they clean up these massively overgrown yards, right? Like you walk up to this house and you don't even really know there's a house back there, but there's also you don't even know there's a driveway or a sidewalk. That's what my garden looked like. It was overgrown and ridiculous with weeds. I had, in that process of pulling the weeds, I had to detach my worth from my work. And I had to detach my work from the accolades and the atta girls. And I had to also detach myself from other people's opinions because their opinions had nothing to do with my worth. I've had to make the daily choices of a gratitude practice. I take care of my body and my mind with exercise, and I've let God back in. God was always there, and I know that because my husband loved me through all of that, and I was very, very unlovable. He's the best example of Jesus on this earth that I can think of. He's amazing, and like I said, he's hot. And it's not about him. This is about me. So, yeah. So after I started to pull the weeds, it was time to plant my garden. And we felt God tilling up the soil in a lot of areas in our life. And he called us out of corporate America. So we faithfully, prayerfully, and very excitedly, but also just a little bit fearfully, quit our jobs and started our businesses. It was time to put some boundaries in place to outline our new lives and what we wanted that to look like. So we went back to our values, our list of non-negotiables. So boundaries in a garden are where the garden ends, right? The wood or the plastic or the stone that you put in place, that designates where the garden lies. It keeps the weeds and the grass out, and it keeps those things from choking out the fruit-producing plants. Boundaries are where the vision ends. Boundaries are where the plan ends. So we were done listening to the world's shoulds. You should be doing this job because you have that degree. Or you should be making this type of money because you went to school for so long, right? Our hearts were telling us that we were missing out on our marriage and we were missing out on our kids. You know that saying that dying people never ever wish that they had worked more when they are on their deathbeds? We sure didn't want to be those people. We didn't want to wake up one day and realize we had wasted all of that time. So we went back to our values. We went back to our faith, our relationships, our time, and our health. You know, going against our culture of what is good and what is successful will ruffle some feathers. It'll make some people uncomfortable, and some people that you really love might say some things like, you have a doctorate degree and your husband has an MBA. Why on earth would you want to do that work? Or why on earth would you want to own that type of business? But that was a boundary that we had to put in place. I say we, I mean I. My husband's always been very good at that. I no longer could carry the weight of other people's opinions. So then God showed me 3 other things in my life that I had struggled with probably the majority of my life: space, pace, and grace. You know those tags on the plants at Home Depot or the Houston Garden Center or whatever, and it tells you the zone that it's supposed to be planted in, and it tells you how much water and how much sunlight and how much shade that each plants need, and it tells you how spaced out that they need to be? Well, the same is true in our lives. So spacing in our garden, you can't plant plants right on top of each other if they need 3 feet to thrive and expect that plant to grow and produce what you want it to produce, right? Well, the same is true with our schedules. We can't pack our schedules full, continuously be running 5 minutes late, and expect our days not to end in screaming at the children to get in the car. And why is someone always in there without their shoes, and why is it the second child? Y'all have some second children, don't you? Yep. You know what I'm talking about, right? I was the queen of packing 20 pounds of potatoes in a 5-pound sack. I am the queen. I own the potato farm, okay? But why do we do that? Why do we pack our schedules full and expect not to be exhausted and unhappy? We need space in our calendars and in our lives to breathe, to recover, to think, to problem solve, and to dream. You know, God modeled this. I don't think he modeled it for anyone other than the potato farmers in the world. But he modeled this in the seventh day. He was the creator of the universe. He's God. He doesn't need rest. He has infinite power. It was for me, the potato farmer. He knew that I needed that model. The second thing he showed me was pacing. And pacing is the speed at which we move. Now, when we go to water a garden, we do it with a garden hose or we do it with a watering can, right? We don't do it with a fire hose because the pace at which that water comes out will drown or uproot our plants, and then we don't get what we want, right? Well, the same is true for us. We can't hurry and rush our entire lives and expect it to be producing fruit. Spacing is the predictor of peace. Pacing is the predictor of growth. Spacing indicates how much impact we can have, and pacing indicates how much fruit we will produce. I can't think of any other example better than Jesus' pace and space in his life. He walked. There is not one account in the Bible of him running, rushing, or hurrying. His spacing and his pacing were set appropriately so that he could make a really great impact on this world. And in fact, his impact is still being made today. He met people where they were, and real, genuine impact happens in the mundane spaces of our lives. When Jesus met the woman at the well, and when Jesus noticed the woman that had touched his garment in faith so that she could hopefully be healed, he was able to notice them. He saw them. He saw their hearts. Our impact, you and me, our impact is when we stop and we look around. It's when we make time to notice that our employees are struggling with money management, and we take the time to sit down with them and talk about budgeting and savings accounts. It's when we notice the single mom at the grocery store that's $1.47 short on her groceries that we could easily cover. It's when our son or daughter are struggling with the relationships at school, and we pick that up because we're making the space and we're taking the pace to notice. So COVID obviously locked us all down, right? It forced those boundaries upon us, and it cleared our calendars, and it made us all slow way down, right? I like to think of that whole era of time as the Great Reset. It was a chance for us to reset and refocus. And it was a chance for us to lean back into what God had planned in our lives. The third thing that he showed me is the last one that I haven't talked about yet. All beautiful gardens have plans and they have boundaries. They're spaced appropriately, they're watered and sunshined according to what the plants are. But here's the thing, even the most beautiful gardens get weeds. It doesn't mean that the garden is worthless. It doesn't mean that you need to dig it up. It doesn't mean that it can't produce fruit. What it means is the garden is living just like you and just like me. We're all gonna get weeds at some point. But grace allows us to realize that there's a weed in our garden. And grace gives us the courage to pull it out and to try again. And that's what I've learned with my relationship with Jesus. That's what he offers us every day. He offers us grace, and his mercies are new every morning. So maintaining a life like this is very countercultural. Putting boundaries into place and making plans that don't align with what I should be doing or what my degree says I should be doing, right? It takes work and it takes commitment. But we're all better off for it. My whole family, all of my relationships are better for it. We've rebuilt our lives based on our values and our vision, and we're building businesses that are making real impact in the lives of our employees and our customers. And while God has called me back onto the stage to speak this time and not dance, lucky for you, this time it isn't about performance. This time it's about impact. And this time it's about His glory. If this story resonated with you in any way, I would love to hear from you. Please hand me your business card or shoot me an email. Thank you for taking the time to be here today and for listening to my story. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you.
Lindsay, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Thank you for sharing your weeds, and thank you for encouraging us to stop doing what we should be doing and doing what matters and doing what we value and doing what makes us truly happy. I'm very grateful to know you and to hear your story, and thank you for sharing it with everybody here. Give Lindsay another round of applause. Come back and join us next month. We have Sahar Paz coming back to speak to us. She actually spoke early in 2020, and she is a breast cancer survivor, which is something that has happened since she spoke to us last. And so we're really grateful for her to come in October and speak to you. So please scan that QR code. It will take you right to our Facebook page, and you can click yes, and you can share it with other friends and family that you would like to join us here. And we hope to see you all back in October. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful weekend. Enjoy some networking, and we'll see you next month.